Hello, viewers. I'm SP, and welcome back to Phoenix Point, where today a Phoenix base is under attack. In case the UI was not was being a little ambiguous about that, I just wanted to let you know that a Phoenix base is in fact under attack. So we have a mission pulled up with these guys, but this is a mission to rescue soldiers, and I don't actually know what will happen. My suspicion is that we won't get the soldiers if I rescue them right now because of the fact that we've lost control of this base, and so our living quarters, our soldier recruitment space is all screwed up. So I think we're going to hold off on this. I'm going to let Manticore 4 just sit here. Manticore 1, I guess, is also just sitting. We can explore, because I think it's going to be a second. Yeah, we got about 4 hours before Tiamat 3 gets back and we actually do the base defense. So we're just kind of waiting on that then. Okay, here we go. Ready all defenses. I saw that that flyer and our defensive Manticore are getting real close to each other too, and that's a thing we will totally deal with. But for right now, this situation. So we have. Oh, that's right. We do have the two people that we rescued from the other rescue mission that we did. We sent back to this base. They've just been hiding out, I guess, waiting for backup and not engaging. Do you guys have gear? Yeah, they have the gear they showed up with. Fucking football helmets and pads with shit glued to them. We've got to be able to help you. Okay, yeah, I can help you out with this. Let's pull this Yat ammo. We do not use Yats around here, right? The Yat is just bad, right? 30 with 1 shred, 6 burst at 17 range. Yeah, it's just strictly worse than the Ares. Let's manufacture you some ammunition. And then you have armor on, but again, it looks really crappy. Yeah, no accuracy bonuses, 18, 18. Yeah, all right, you know what? Congratulations on your Somnu Biotech suit. You look like a total weirdo, but your effectiveness has definitely been driven upward. So, Nathan, let's get you quick aim, obviously. Die Hard, of course. Everybody gets Die Hard. Saved us on more than one occasion. I don't know if I want Ready for Action. If we take a new class, I would probably want Infiltrator, right? For the decoy and everything. I do like the decoy an awful lot. There's something to be said for return fire for sure. And sniper training has some cool stuff like the 1 AP Overwatch. But the decoy is so powerful as far as like just helping the team survive. I think I'm going to take Infiltrator training. And then we have burned through most of your personal skill points. I am definitely willing to pull from the Phoenix Bank for Deploy Decoy. But I might not want to grab any of the rest of this stuff right now. Plus 2 speed and bonus grenade range for 20 points. Where 2 speed by itself would cost us, close to 40. That's a pretty good deal, but let me level the other guy up first. No, not you. Where's the other guy? Here we go. Or maybe girl. Cecilia. Okay, so first of all, is this gun actually good? A 10-round burst of 35 damage with 2 shred. I mean, that's not horrible. Although the Deceptors that we got from New Jericho are, yeah, again, just straight up better. More effective range, 2 extra bullets in the burst. Okay. Pull that. We do have ammo for the Deceptor already. You should definitely have a grenade. Okay, you have your grenade. Do I want to change out your armor at all? Show me all of the armor that we have. We have some infiltrator pieces. We have a technician's helmet. So what is your helmet doing for you right now? 26 armor, minus perception, minus accuracy. Okay, we'll swap that for sure. As far as chest pieces go, 34 armor's not nothing. Minus 7% accuracy sucks. I made this infiltrator body armor for my infiltrator, didn't I? Is he not wearing it? No, he's not wearing it yet. Okay, well that was important to do. The chest armor you might be keeping, my friend. The pants, I have some berserker armor. So 29 minus 6% accuracy versus 10 minus, wow, okay, that's not really worth trading out for. The Praetorian leg armor doesn't have any accuracy penalty on it, and it has bonus speed. That's not really that much of a loss. So just the armor his friend, the pants his friend was wearing. And then 14 armor, probably not, right? We're going to want to get close. Even if we do drive accuracy up with this weapon, we're still going to want to get real close with it. So we can just have proximity be our mitigation strategy there. And then I should actually spend your skill points. Die Hard, I love return fire. You're only level 3. I'll get you jetpack control. I think that's reasonable. So then do we want to come back and grab anything here? We have just enough AP to get you surprise attack into neural feedback, but like, how often do I expect that to actually trigger? Probably not very often. Would I be better off taking kill and run? Probable. The thing is, at this point, enemies just, they daze so rarely, right? I don't think True Grit's all that big of a deal. You're not using a sniper rifle. And then, is everybody else kind of caught up? You don't have your second class yet, so it might be a good idea for me to hold off on that. You do have mind control. That would be a fun thing to do to somebody. So wait, you're a priest. Proficiency with viral weapons. And I guess just also this sniper rifle? That's weird. It's not even a good sniper rifle. You're also proficient with the new Jericho version, which is better, right? 130 at 45 range. Yeah, it's just 30% more damage. And we're familiar enough with how this works to be able to manufacture extra ammunition for it. I do think we should probably manufacture a couple more of these. You should probably have meds. And then, like, you're not proficient with any pistols, so giving you a sidearm feels kind of silly. Yeah, really, the only weapons he's proficient with are just random sniper rifles. That's very strange. Well, I mean, could be worse. And then you have experimental Synedrian Psyops armor, which is giving you accuracy bonuses at least. Okay. Do I want somebody to take the Synedrian poison grenade in? Probably not. We'll figure out how to reassemble those things at some point. So we've got our grenades and our auto turrets and stuff. Because he uses his pistol ammo to reload the auto turret, right? I think. Should also be looking and making sure we're spending the skill points on people if they have some. The Aspida is, you know, doing what it does. Can I give it? No, I can put stuff in it to carry the stuff around, but it can't equip the weapons. You have 1 AP. I don't know how often Citizen Eileen is actually going to get to use Deploy Decoy, but I will absolutely use the rest of Phoenix Point's skill SP pool to grab another one of those. That's for sure a thing worth having. Okay, let's give you a grenade. Everybody should have a grenade, at least one. And I think I went through people's... Oh, this isn't even the right crew. Okay, I think I went through people's stuff. I think we're ready to go. So... we can approach from the entrance or the access lift. Is that what that is? The tank can't come in at the access lift. That's interesting. Well, we should probably all stay together. With me not having any idea what the layout of the base is actually going to look like from a tactical view, I feel like we should probably all just stay together. So let's do it. I really, really, really do not know what we are in for here. This could be very ugly. And this is a base that we certainly don't want to lose. This is one of our most, like, it is our single most developed base. We have so much living space here. We have research facilities. I know it said the difficulty was extreme, but we are getting to bring more soldiers than we usually can bring on a mission, so hopefully that will help, even though some of them are maybe not the best soldiers we have. In particular, we really need to get that priest some real gear. Okay, in TFTV, depending on how far along the attack is, you'll face a somewhat different base defense mission. The earliest type is the easiest, and the latest type the hardest, and of course I put myself in that particular position. If this is your only currently operational base and you will lose the game. If not, you'll lose the base, but be able to recover it later. Fulfill the objectives to complete the mission. You don't have to kill every worm, egg, mindfragger, or myrmidon. Once you get a warning about reinforcements arriving, you'll have a chance to stop them following instructions from Elena. Security footage shows the Pandorans taking over the base. They're colonizing it. We'll deploy through maintenance access in the tunnels under the base facilities. Okay. And we got eggs. And we got a 50% resistance to paralyze damage. Not my most primary concern, if I'm honest. So the actual mission objective is to destroy spawnery and sentinels. Okay, so this hallway goes kind of nowhere. I mean, everything goes up. But even on the top floor, this is a dead end. I wonder if it will make sense to go in through the top floor. I mean, if they've set up a spawnery, it basically has to be in the hangar, right? Yeah, maybe. Maybe it makes sense to go in through the top floor. Well, except we probably can't take the tank with us. Alright, well, first things first. Let us... Who's just got a normal-ass rifle? You. What are we looking at on these things? 160 health, but no armor? Yeah, no armor. And the Myrmidon eggs are 140 with no armor. Okay, so we can definitely just, like, blow these things up very easily. Do I have an assault rifle with rapid clearance? I do. Do we just run Rose up to here and carve the path? I guess maybe I should save my will. As much as we could do this, maybe we save our will for situations that are a little harsher.
Eyes peeled.
So we have lots of people that we can pull forward to do stuff. Alright, no free Myrmidons for you.
Let's make this happen. Looking for an angle.
Okay, your accuracy is actually pretty good. You do 130 damage, which is actually really awkward. Yeah, you don't quite have a kill on anything. Can I... no, it looks like I cannot just run them over with the tank. Can I just destroy them with the tank? We deal 120 damage and some paralyze, which is not going to be as relevant, right? This is 10 normal damage and 50 piercing. Get 'em. Electric strike. Oh, interesting. It didn't actually deal... It only dealt the 10 normal damage. It didn't deal the piercing damage at all. That seems like it's got to be a bug. And this thing still has 140 HP, so it's still too tough for Tindra to destroy. Alright. Eileen, can you please clean this up?
Finger on the trigger.
The answer is no. Her gun is also insufficient, actually. Make sure I'm not accidentally hitting anybody else. There we go. It only took 5 soldier positions worth of firepower to get that done. And that means you are killing this one, then. Oh, we can't actually guarantee all the bullets will hit, though. Yeah, so I need somebody to come in here and put one more round in, which I would think, be able to see from your pistol. Okay. And that leaves Khan. I should look up Khan's nickname there, because I don't know what that means, but it's probably something, given that he chose it as a nickname. So as our infiltrator, theoretically, you can run ahead and be stealthy. Okay, see another one up there. That's no big deal. Oh, Eileen got her AP back because she does have the whole daze package already. That's kind of crazy that her shot dazed the egg. I guess I did shoot it in sort of its back. So at the gap here, we want to turn left. Okay, and there are mist sentinels. Looks like maybe one up there too. Okay. So we have effectively three different entrances to the nest room. Here, here, and here. And I guess up top, if we wanted to go up top. I don't know. I don't know how much movement it takes to climb all those ladders.
I'll be right there.
Eileen.
Hostile injured but alive. For now.
That's pretty cool that we can rely on her to... Wait, where do I see another egg? Okay, down the wrong side of the hall. And provided that mouse over is revealing the thing I think it's revealing, we can just kind of ignore that. All right, so it should be easy enough for you to finish the job here.
Hostile eliminated.
Not a very impactful weapon, but I guess, you know, the whole point is that it's quiet. We could run someone into the tank, I suppose. Like, who would I want to really deliver to the front lines? I guess maybe Mark, actually, because Mark is the one who's got the who wants to, like, first of all, Mark needs to get close to people to be able to actually like interact with them personally, and then also the turret needs to be deployed in a pretty forward position where it can have really good vision. So yeah, maybe Mark hangs out in the truck for a while. Vanish. Because this thing has some movement. Now, I probably don't want to move so far forward that I'm revealing myself to the next hallway. So we don't know where there might... Jeez. Okay. We don't know where there might be real enemies. I guess for the moment, I probably don't need to actually be concerned about stealth. All we have seen so far is eggs. Okay, we're still reading as stealthed. But this is where we would expect to start encountering resistance, right? So I think the first thing is just like poke the tank into the hallway and see what we can see. Yeah, they're being mist sentinels. Oh, okay. Yeah, Arthron's doing stuff. Taking up positions upstairs. Defending the balconies. It was making it really difficult for me to get to them. Is that guy... He does not have a spitter head. Okay, so that guy is just a floating arm. Remove the arm to remove the whole unit. Thing worth keeping in mind. Alright, so I'm just going to float out here and let's see what gets seen. The answer is actually nothing. Well, I'll tell you, I would love to be rid of the mist spawner before it can push the mist into the hallway too much. But aside from that, my inclination would be to walk around the back here until we can hit the room from at least two angles for, you know, flanking Arthrons and stuff. Let me move this forward a little. Oh, I have seen the mist spawner. Okay, let me move this forward a little bit more. Okay, right, the spawner. Yep. So... Okay, right. Body with 40 armor, shell with 60 armor. Egg pods destroy them for like a great big bleed. Unfortunately, 3 of the egg pods are on side where it's going to be pretty difficult to damage them, I would think. Okay, where can we get our other people to? In particular, I'm thinking like the snipers. Okay, you cannot get anywhere close to a shooting position while you still have AP left. And that's going to be true for Eileen as well. Let me move this forward a little bit more, because I should open up some space here for people to move into. This is just beyond 1 AP. Well, I guess you don't have 1 AP Overwatches anyway. You're just kind of like not a very good unit, if I'm being honest. All right, let me just run Tindra really, really deep. I hear enemies. Let me see the other thing. Okay, it's all just eggs. Okay. I could move to here and do an overwatch down the hall. But I would much rather move to a position... Like, even at full sprint, I can't get vision of the mist spawner, which means the next turn I will not be able to do... Oh, we hear another one upstairs, too. But that means even next turn I would not be able to do fire and then overwatch. So what I might do is take up a position here and then go ahead and use overwatch to just keep an eye out. I'm worried about where it thinks the end of this cone is. Basically, what I'm trying to watch out for is people getting the drop on me by coming down from upstairs. Hopefully that's actually doing that. This is a lot of eggs. I think we're just committing really deep here. Why is my backpack glowing? I have no idea.
Can't wait.
Usually it does that when you're like standing on a lootable object.
Moving to coordinates.
What does your shot on the Zeg look like? Okay, I think we can take that. Good to remove some enemies. I could put you in a nearby position and also overwatch the ladder. Just do something if that thing tries to come down. I would really like to get rid of it before it has a chance to punch somebody in half. But, like, it would have to get all the way over to here. That seems pretty doable, really. Okay, let me step to here. Also Overwatch. This is maybe a little messy because now the sniper's Overwatch is kind of blocked. If I stop here, you can get out without being in the awareness zone. And then you have 2 AP left. Yeah, I'm like just outside of it. And I don't need to like start shooting. And you have 160. 160 is a lot. So I couldn't kill this thing if I wanted to. But we can get to work on these next turn. Should I take cover? I should probably move to a cover position. Don't see why not. It gets me out of the way so the truck can move down at least. And I think with that, let's see what they do. Okay, that one's alerted. I thought they were maybe still not aware of us. Apparently no such luck. Okay, that's not great. At least he gets some return fire. Okay, there are more of them up on the top floor than I was expecting. Man, the single shot always disable thing is really frustrating. Something burrowing towards your team, small multiple targets bearing down on the hangar. The geothermal plant that powers the base has an emergency steam vent that can scald Pandorans trying to get into the base, removing the currently incoming wave of reinforcements. We can do this once safely, but subsequent attempts will likely damage the generator and cause base systems to malfunction, resulting in fires or explosions. There are several consoles around the base that can be activated. Built-in safety measures prevent repeating the operation of the same console. Okay. What do these consoles look like and where are they? Do they just not bother to show me one? Oh, they're actually in the hangar. That's an exit. There must be some on the top level. Maybe not. I mean, if they're in the hangar, they're functionally unusable. Like we already, the hangar is where you go to win the. All right, one problem at a time. So, I do believe it is time for the placement of the Watcher AT. You are the one who only has an arm weapon. So let me throw this turret. Like here, maybe? I know, like, the eggs, I'm worried about the eggs and everything, but I also want to be sure that I have shots on these guys. That's tricky because it feels like this is going to block me if I take a position that sees him and vice versa, but I don't really... Maybe we don't start here. Hold on. Okay, what about the assaults? Oh, you probably have a really clean shot, actually. Okay, yeah, that's just beautiful. Okay, one problem down. And then I have a pretty nice Overwatch, should I need it. How much paralysis damage do we deal? 12 times 2 and they take half? So that's probably actually paralyzing the enemies is probably kind of off the table, huh? Okay, the pincer's going to take a couple hits. The actual claw part is going to take more. But yeah, I can break through his arm. But I don't like the way the camera does that thing where it's just like bouncing back and forth. Okay, also I dazed him. But most importantly, he no longer has any weapons. He's not a real threat. Can the tank? No. These things are unfortunately blocking the path. Where is... I kind of wish that it did have their helmets in their portraits, because for right now, their helmets are a serious part of how I identify them. How I can tell them apart from one another.
Let's blast them.
Make sure we're getting that. So now we know Mark can pistol that one down. Although it looks like I'm going to have to aim... Yeah, I'm going to have to walk around this guy a little bit. I'm trying to clear a path for the SP to run up behind this guy. Is this a good enough shot? Yes. Okay, so you can now make it all the way to here and just not... We run out of movement before we get to the point. Well, you know, I can spend my turn just healing. Fully heal and repair target. Does this remove the bleed? That fireworm egg is something we can deal with somebody else or ignore potentially.
I can make a difference.
Okay, so if I run you to like here,
On the move. Let me see.
how good is your shot? It's not great. I could deploy a spider drone. Actually, I could deploy a spider drone even out to here. We could start. We could the spider drone. I don't think we get to move it this turn. Like most things you deploy, I think it becomes active next turn. And I don't remember how much damage they deal. Is it listed on the plate here? Damage 5. Okay, but damage 5 is, I guess, for the spider drone as a projectile. There's no way that's the explosion damage. Yeah. All right, we have two assaults. We can cook this thing with the assaults. That's fine.
Moving out.
Ooh. Okay, that is something of a higher priority. 110 HP.
Right
If I
there.
move to here,
Aiming.
what does my shot on that thing look like? We could do an aimed burst.
My turn.
How's your shot on
Fire
it look?
targets.
This looks like about a 50-50 to me. Maybe a little bit better than 50. It would only take one crossbow bolt to the like face parts in order to remove the only thing this can do. You know what? I'm gonna go for it because we have 2 shots.
That was
Well, I disabled its torso. That's still pretty good. That unfortunately does not stop it from doing anything. So I would need to hit it now with two of my bullets in order for it to go down to a burst. Do I think this is a 2 bullet shot? I do. In fact, I might have done better even. So now I can quick aim this guy. Let's pull Nathan up. Nathan's pretty accurate and can potentially fire twice from this position if that's what it takes to put this thing down.
for an angle.
Okay, you have regeneration. You don't have... Mostly what I was worried about was whether or not it had Pain Chameleon. Wow, you didn't hit almost any of that. That's incredible. How did you do such a bad job? I mean, do I want to... I have a little bit of movement. I think I'm just going to take the shot.
Target hit.
Okay, we're starting to put some real damage on it. I might need to use that movement to back up. It's looking like maybe the play here is decoy to like this position and then she just runs back for cover. Now that your stuff looks like this, I can throw the turret down and then pick it back up. But of course, whenever you're using one of these yellow circle selection abilities, you can't see any other information. So like this location here should not disturb the turret. I don't need to throw it probably at that point. I'll just walk over there and set the turret down. Save myself the willpower. Yeah, but then we don't get to do anything with it the first turn. And I will, in fact, just roll forward a little bit and heal him. Try to use the tank as cover. Well, I'm going to do that. Let me run him back here. Okay, full restore actually re-enables that. Re-enables the parts too. That's nice. And then I can run to like here, and the thing shouldn't have any shot on mark anymore. I should be well in front of it. Did it even be this far forward? Okay, and I shouldn't be blocking the turret, I don't think.
My turn.
We do not have any idea how many more enemies there are. I'm just gonna put up a decoy. I don't want to put a decoy up on a line where shooting at it will cause the thing to shoot at Nathan. And then where can you get to on this much movement? Okay, I'll take that. All right, I think that's a turn. To use all your AP, I did. Surprise mind fragger when you're halfway through your AP spend already is always a little scary. This is so much mist. All right, more enemies down the way. All that guy can do is leave. Luckiest shotgun work ever. Okay, I was not expecting the return fire to be so effective. That's pretty cool. And and then it shakes its gun at me like a Tusken Raider in anger. Well, may as well. We don't actually care about that thing. Really, you can't see that? I guess there's like debris in the, yeah. There's debris in the corridor, and unfortunately, turrets are very short. Okay, well that didn't end up being a very good use of my time at all. What a bummer. Get in the tank? Maybe. Yeah. Oh, it takes an entire remaining action point to get in the tank. I didn't realize. Well then, try not to stand in the middle of the hallway, please. So we can use the tank to just get some vision over here, I suppose, because it can't get close enough to hurt anybody over there. Okay, yep, they're exactly where we knew they were. What is that symbol? What are you? Ah, okay. A hatching sentinel with a larger awareness area and 340 health that you have to burn through if you start hitting it. That's a shame. Anything else? I can't really see shit because of the fog. Aspida has remarkably bad perception. We know there are enemies, but I just can't.
Receiving.
Ugh, that's really annoying. Okay, you can't get an angle on anything. Mind control has what looks like a pretty short range. It's an awkward combination with the only weapons you're allowed to wield. I may have this thing, I may have Tindra's turn just be like run super far forward. Do spider drones give me vision? The answer is yes. Considerable vision. Okay, so there's a ton of eggs in the room, right? So that if you piss this thing off, it has a ton of stuff to hatch. We had a Triton Thug with the shotgun that we knew it had. Regeneration, double, I mean, it would have to have double perception, right? It does, so it doesn't have Pain Chameleon, it looks like. And then an Arthron Tyrant Alpha, which is an annoying kind of man.
Ready for action.
So you have no bullets left in your gun. And no willpower. Boy, and these shots that are just so like, they're so into the open.
Ready.
Wish I had explosives. Like one of those New Jericho rocket hookups would be really nice right now.
Standing by.
Okay, maybe what we do here is throw a grenade. I guess I don't really want to clear this stuff though. Yeah, if I knock this stuff out, I'll probably be bummed out not to have it.
All I need is a clear shot.
Do you have one? You super do not. Like, technically, you can kind of see that thing. You can see where the edges of its silhouette must be.
Here.
I really wish you had more AP because I need you to do aimed burst. Okay, so remarkably, moving all the way up to here doesn't give me a clean shot on those other enemies. Oh, I'm sorry, I have my grenade launcher, or my grenade selected, that's why. This is a lot. This is a lot of stuff to deal with. We sure as hell don't need reinforcements. So what am I most worried about? Does the Tyrant Alpha... It does have a spitter head, so shooting its gun off won't turn it off immediately. Although, sniping the gun arm off means we don't have to worry about return fire, which is certainly something important. That might be a compelling enough reason to go for that
I'm prepared.
by itself. It is a little unfortunate that there's no cover over here, but at least I am all the way at the back of the... all the way at the back of the thing. Oh, I still even having moved as far as I'm allowed to move, I can't really see around the cover. That's no good. Maybe the thing I do then is just like run to here and Overwatch. Might be the only play we have.
What's our move?
Okay, maybe we do need to use some grenades. Maybe that's just unavoidable. Let's see if I can hit this guy and maybe remove the piece of cover he's hiding behind without destroying everything. Although, to be perfectly honest, there's a decent chance. Yeah, I was going to say there's a decent chance this just kills him by stacking up enough bleed. Okay, yeah, he's dead. That's great. That's great news. Okay. It's a shame I had to reload my gun. So I don't get to do anything else. I would like to get really aggressive with my positioning, but I just don't. I don't know how I survived that. Okay, so shield guy, I'm just gonna hit the shield. If I shoot at the Triton Thug, I'm probably gonna hit the Triton Thug. It's a large enough enemy. Actually, maybe this is a good use of my time. I wish this thing didn't have 20 armor. You don't quite have a shot on it, really? That's crazy.
Ready to engage.
It's so tall and bulbous. That's pretty good. How much will do you have? A fair amount. I'm gonna try for an armor break on that thing. Maybe what we can do is knock that out real fast. I would feel pretty okay about that.
Acquiring target.
Sometimes you just gotta take the shot into your own hands. Okay, maximum amount of the circle filled with enemy mass. I think I hit the doorway. Of course I did. That was like a 3%. So of course it happened.
All I need is a clear shot.
Well, is one of the assault rifles willing to apply a shot there?
Standing by.
That can be what we have Nathan do. It really sucks that he, like, everywhere that he still has 3 AP left is one space away from cover. So we can't run to cover and deploy the decoy and take a normal shot. I could do a quick aim. Trying to see, do I even have... No, I don't have vision of the mist thing from there. So never mind that. He's not going to be able to strip anything off of the mist sentinel. All right.
Ready to roll.
You have the ability to just vanish. I do think that there's not really anything more complicated here than just you need to spend time running forward. I might want to put myself in a position to be able to come around where the tank is. So, yeah, let's do a full sprint. What does your non-quick aim shot on these enemies look like? Pretty hard to tell, honestly. All right, let's go for the
Confirming
shot.
target.
Wow, managed to hit basically nothing. It's incredible. All right, that thing over there in a position where nobody will accidentally hit my teammates while shooting at it. Tuck myself in here, optimal grenading position for next turn. And I think with that, we just need to take a couple of shots with you. Or fire another spider drone. I'm just going to take shots at the Triton, now that we've done some damage to it.
Hostile
Oh.
lost.
Wow. I missed the Triton, sailed through behind to the Alpha, and somehow took off its shield arm without disrupting the shield. What a strange kind of luck. Do I want you to do anything else? Do I want you to change positions? It'll be a little bit easier to run to this cover from here. Also, it's a little bit easier. It's a little bit more difficult for them to hit her again from here, I think. Yeah, we'll change sides. All right. So the Revenant's down. That's great for us. Poison Worm tried to blow up and poison the tank, which is not how tanks work. The Acid Worm tried to destroy our Spider Drone, doing a huge amount of friendly fire damage. Pretty rad. I'm actually very curious how the Pandorans in the doorway are going to react to the Spider Drone. Are they going to take the time to destroy it? Okay, shooting at the tank. And he's doing work. This thing's just going for the door. I think that Mark can repair damage dealt to the tank with his arm thing, right? Okay. Decoy, consuming an entire enemy turn for 1 AP, pretty great. Detecting something in the air vents. It's the mist. Could be a Triton infiltration team, could be something worse. Well, listen, I would love to get to the console and do the whatever, but like that's looking like a distant trip. The tank can just barely get there. So this turn we can have the tank do some serious harassment, but the question is, do we need to? So the Spider Drone just explodes. Can I run the Spider Drone to like... Jesus Christ. Okay. So there's a lot of live worms and stuff, a lot of things. I was going to try to explode to damage the Mist Sentinel and these 2 gun units. Self-destruct explosion deals 70 with 10 shred. Okay. I am definitely thinking that maybe it's more of a run this way kind of thing, although it's just going to... I could destroy a lot of worms, but I would also set off a bunch of eggs because I can't do enough damage to actually finish them. Tindra can help. I hate the way the mist is just like... It's everywhere, and there's nothing you can do about it. Once the mist is down, it is happened.
Standing by.
There's not really a way to like unmake it.
Confirming target.
Okay, the only target I don't care about. So I need to throw the turret into a place where it can shoot at everything important. There's like a railing here that's kind of awkward. I think like it might be best to do it over here, honestly. Once again, running people into the mist is always like a great idea. I'm wondering if I do this turn need to just fire 2 spider drones. Oh, stop. I'm trying to target a position for movement. I don't really want to shoot at these guys. I want to shoot at the mist head thing, because we gotta stop the mist from pushing out into the hallway any further. So the question is, can the assault rifles deal with the other enemies sufficiently? You can't, of course, can't quite make it across. It's always whatever you would need, however far you need to be. It's always one step more than that you can travel with a reasonable amount of AP. You have 140 acid damage on you. Corrodes 10 armor per turn. If there's no armor, the damage is applied to the body part. Okay, so 140 acid damage is a real, like, a really bad way of communicating what's happening here. This thing has 20 acid damage on several different parts of its body, which is going to lead it to take 10 armor corrode. And then any hit points it loses, it's just going to immediately regain them due to regeneration. So it's not taking any damage from the acid. So we have to do all the damage ourselves. Yeah, if all these things are coming forward, just pissing off the eggs doesn't really make sense. I think the spider drone is going to do basically what I originally intended. We're going to try to damage all of these things. It is unfortunately the case that the best place to stand for this would be exactly where this tyrant is. I don't think I'm getting... If I move to here... Wait, what did that do? Oh, I set off the hatching scent. Oh, yeah, I sure did. Okay, so everything's going to hatch then. And yeah, here I get the mist spawner, but I no longer get the Triton. Here it looks like I got all 3 of them. And that egg, but that egg's going to hatch anyway. Okay, that did a lot of damage, actually. And it cleared an area of mist, which is cool. So you're now bleeding for 50. So you actually only need a very small amount of additional damage to die, which makes moves like this a lot better. Because if I can find a position where I can shoot him for 1 and then also throw the turret out, it's probably like worth taking such a position. Of course, the shot is fake. I was lied to. The turret in this position is awfully far forward, but it will have great angles on stuff. Maybe back here is a little safer. And it should still be able to see, I would think, all the important stuff. But it's less likely to get owned by a random worm. And then the question, do I just take that pistol shot, which is not very good? Because it would matter a lot. If I got it, it would free everybody else up to do other things. All right, let's give it a second. Let's try to catch him at the right point in his animation. Like right as he stands back up. Yeah. All right. Missed, but that was almost certainly going to be the outcome. We knew that. All right, that's fine. He just needs to take a little bit of damage from somewhere.
In my sights.
So you have the ability to hit some of these enemies. Oh, I thought... Okay, I can't actually hit the egg that I want to hit. Well, then I'm just going to shoot the Mist Sentinel, yeah. We'll be able to put that thing down before the end of its turn. Shouldn't be a problem. You are definitely just shooting spider drones. I have to reload this thing in a second too, but just set up a couple of drones, hopefully get some good drone work done next turn, and let's see about putting an end to these enemies. So you, oh no, that's, yeah, you have a shot on that thing. Not a real foe. With the explosion, I now have a much cleaner,
Repositioning.
like sight picture here. Are you dead? Not quite. And I'm confident I can make the difference. Okay.
Hostile neutralized.
Excellent work. Should be causing some real trouble for them. I get to move forward. I don't want to get too close for worm purposes, but I think it should be safe to move up to like here.
I'm on the move.
We got to get to a position where like someday we could access one of these consoles. Can you imagine what a beautiful thing that would be?
Targeting.
All right, let's just put this thing away. Okay. Hopefully the husk of that thing is not going to be too much of an aiming impediment to hitting the egg sacs. That leaves us with Violet Rose, who can get all the way over here. As far as we know, there are no more gun enemies alive right now. We're about to have a massive spawn, but I think that's not that big of a deal. The line of sight that it's drawing for me is to the spawnery, right? Yeah, from like somewhere around here, I should have vision of an egg sac. We can start this thing up.
Aiming.
Okay, one down. The bleed begins. And then I just have you, and unfortunately you're not really very well suited to a lot of the tasks here. You can't meaningfully do damage to an egg. I could attack like a worm? Mostly what I'm worried is I'm going to cause damage to myself. I'm not really sure what I want to do then. Because I don't want to just wander in and have like, if the worms are willing to explode on the truck, I guess it's good to put it in front of the poison worms, but obviously acid worms could deal real damage, as could fire worms. I don't have a good sense of how far these things crawl. Movement 6. Does that mean 6 per AP? I might drive around. Acid worm, poison worm. I can run over myrmidons, so it wouldn't be a horrible thing to like force myrmidon eggs to spawn. I think I'm just going to kind of stay here for the moment. I'm sort of out of the way. Alright, here comes the mass spawn, which is... It's going to be a tense couple of moments here. Did that cause umbras to appear? Okay, interesting. A lot of the worms are like running up to the spider drones, but not exploding on them. Well, that's great news for the spider drones. What happens if I just park my truck over top of where some umbras are trying to spawn? Will it let me do that? Okay, that's a mind fragger. That's a real enemy. Something's burrowing toward the team. Okay, hold on a second. So, an Arthron Umbra and a Triton Umbra just appeared out of nowhere. Very strange stuff. I can actually make it really far. I would love to blow up that mind fragger if possible. Can I hit the mind fragger and also this acid worm and also the spawnery with one attack? Because if I can strip, the explosion has some shred, right? Yeah. If I can strip armor off of the body, that would be useful for sure. Oh my god, there's so many of them. Oh my god. Y'all. Well, I spent all my movement, so... Oh, okay. That removed the husk of the acid thing. That's cool. And it did do some shred damage on the body. Rad. I wasn't close enough to any egg pods to hit them, but a lot of that is really good.
Let's blast 'em.
All Tindra can really do here is like shoot at an egg pod not hard enough to kill it. I don't know what your turn is going to be like. You are out of ammo in absolutely everything. Well, so hold on. Let me do the other spider drone first. The other spider drone is, I'm sure, just pop in these guys, right? I don't think it makes any sense to do anything else. And this one's easily enough killed by the people who we have out here. Like I think it makes more sense to try to clip one that's further inside the doorway. Maybe I can get both if I stand here. No, I definitely don't get the interior one. Okay, well, I think this is pretty clean. Okay. Great efficient spider droning. I will almost certainly just reload both of my guns and then fire another spider drone, I think. Oh, it didn't actually kill two of them. That's less than ideal. So the Watcher AT turret, it has 12 points of shred. So I would prefer to use it to strip armor off of the body of the spawnery, I think, rather than shooting at the worms. Yeah, okay, so the body's almost completely de-armored. I don't know why we don't actually get the amount of armor reduction that it says we're gonna get. It's, it's weird that it seems to be like an estimate. The worms are actually small enough that I do worry about not dealing enough, because we have to hit 2 bullets. I guess the two that took partial explosion damage only need 1 bullet each. But I do kind of think that we're just cleaning up worms with our assault rifles this turn then. Let me hold off on this. Hold on. Could you please select the units that it makes sense to
All I need is a
use?
clear shot.
Oh wait, there's a Myrmidon? Oh. Way in the back. Okay, interesting. I really wish I could just like walk the fire or spend part of an action on one enemy. It feels terrible to shoot an entire burst into an acid worm.
What's our move?
I think it's probably safe to move you up to here. The worms don't seem to move that far, although there's the Umbra. Yeah, I think this is safe. The worms have exactly 50 HP, so a shot from Broken Mark's Udar does take one down in a single hit. I can for sure run over the Myrmidon, but if I do that, I can't park on top of the Umbras. Okay, the Umbras are already taking up spaces, though they exist, so I can't interfere with their spawn at all. Then, huh? You're dazed over there for some reason. All right, well, I am going to run over this thing. I can run over the worms without harming them. It's interesting. Let's try to make it harder for the worms to explode on me. So we're just going to get we're going to get 2 Umbra spawns back here, and there's not really anything we can do about that. Yeah, I can run you back here so you have sniper range. Man, that feels bad. But I can't really like lay a booby trap for them. I don't have the resources. We've had to do too many other things this turn. I could quick fire on the fireworm, but I don't really see a good reason to do that. It's probably okay to end the turn with just some resources left over. Eileen. Okay, Eileen can run up to here and overwatch down the hall and try to pick up some fire on the Umbras, because we are going to have to kill them. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm not sure that she has a better move than that. Now, obviously, this only works if they do come this way. But we can kind of bait them a little bit with our sniper. Like, I can run you only this far back, and hopefully that'll draw their attention. Means you don't really get to do anything this turn, or next turn, really, but I don't know what else to do. Definitely not reloading with 7 shots of the thing. I don't want to vanish. I want to look like bait. I mean, they probably get baited this direction by Rose. Yeah. And what does Mark do? Mark can...
Ready to roll.
I mean, Mark could throw a decoy back here to definitely try to, like, throw a decoy to this area. That'll draw the Umbra, at least one of the Umbras in this direction for sure. That's probably worth doing, I think. I really do want to make sure they go this way and not the other way. As expensive as that is. And then I'm going to return to caring for the turret. Or at least being in the area where I could care for the turret theoretically in the future. Reload the spider drone gun.
I know how to
Deploy a spider drone. And probably also reload the crossbow instead of approaching. Let's just like make sure we're ready to move when it's time to move. Alright, let's see what happens. I think it is very weird that those Umbras just appeared there. So poison worms might actually be the most dangerous kind of worm to our normal troops. If you don't have a... Oh, that was nice of you. Oh, but then he tucked himself into a corner where I definitely can't attack him. Yeah, if you don't have a medkit handy, 50 points of poison adds up to be just a huge amount of total damage. Really, it just ran to cover. That's objectively not how those things behave. And then that one moved 600 speed and still had a melee attack left. Triton infiltration team or something. I mean, sure, it could be. Who's to say? Well, I do feel like we kind of just have to drill this thing out, right? Bye-bye. It's not exactly rocket surgery. The spider drone. So the Myrmidon, the Myrmidon hid from the tank. Smart. Don't like it when they're smart. I mean, that makes me a little nervous. It does look like these things really spaced themselves out, so I couldn't get to too many of them at once. Again, get a little concerned about the smart. If I move here... I could move one space up without, I think, losing anybody. Hard to say. That poison worm is probably out of the zone now. All right, I'll take these two. They really did. They did spread out to minimize the harm.
Let's do this.
Please clear this cover. Please tell me that this stuff blows up. I want so badly to provide a good shot to Eileen.
Ready.
That's really annoying. Do I think I'm actually going to hit this thing? Probably not. And I have to hit it with 2 bullets, right? Each one of these is only 30 damage. So I think we will continue to focus on spawnery damage. Now that we've completely removed all of its armor, may as well start shooting at egg pods. I can spend 2 AP and 2 will points to take another shot from the turret. Or I too can attempt to blow up this piece of cover. You know, sometimes, as we have seen, sometimes it takes more than one piece of, more than one instance of damage. Aha! Still in remarkably good health. 70, huh? So the pistol's not going to do it. But you could do it. Maybe. Okay, and I got the daze, so I got my 2 AP back. Mark is putting up lately. I feel like he's doing a lot of good work. It probably makes sense to close up on the turret because I think it's got to be running low on ammo. Well, that's about half. So next round it'll fire 4 shots twice. It doesn't really need my ammo right now, but it will soon. I guess let me accelerate the process. Alright, another egg pod down. Bleed is bleeding. Tandra's going back to potentially being able to shoot at watchers. I mean, you can do... What can you do? I can't really attack the worms and stuff very effectively. I mean, they don't have a ton of health. If I do come down here... Ooh, acid Myrmidon. Things in kind of a scary position. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So I am only doing 20 damage, which is a shame, but their paralysis threshold is so low that I effectively removed them from the fight just by, like, hugging. Let's see if we can give the...
I'm ready.
Give some of our enemies something to do here. Do I need to remove this poison worm? I guess I'm going to. Or not. Perhaps instead of that, I will not, in fact, do the thing. Where's the other egg pod? Okay, the other egg pod's kind of on the back there, so it's actually kind of hard to hit. Some of this damage is going to go to the body. We're not going to get total clearance. But it's the first step. Do I think that thing is going to get close enough? You know, honestly, it might. I may have been a little cavalier about this. Let me move forward. Nathan still has 2 AP.
All I need is a clear shot.
Wow, 0, huh? That's a heck of a thing. The thing is, I don't think Nathan's close enough to really be in danger, although maybe from the Myrmidon. Well, in any case, I don't think I'm going to move. I don't think I'm going to do anything about it. So I guess we're done. Okay, the spawnery's bleeding. So we're doing damage. Okay, poison worms detonating on the spider drone. Meaning I'm just throwing away actions trying to kill them. The Myrmidon comes out of hiding to fight the tank, which is great news. It will suffer immediately for its crimes. Is this one going to come join it? Oh, no. It is in fact going to successfully kill the spider drone. Yeah, that's fair. You can finally leave. Okay. It does feel like we are under control here at least, right? Fire in the general area of where the egg pod is and see if we can clean it up. I don't want any bullets going off of the thing entirely though, so I'm trying not to aim too far to the back. Okay, you. It's actually very awkward to kill this thing. Because it's right next to the egg. There we go. Out of curiosity, can I paralyze the egg? Yes, the egg has a higher paralysis threshold, but it's not going to hatch for 8 turns now. The hover tank has a weird effect on missions. So let's talk about this. I was going to run over here and get stuff done, but now this Myrmidon is going to make it so if I just stay in and shoot, I'm going to need backup. And Mark can actually, like, just barely get over here. And okay, there's one position from which I can fire. Maybe we just abandon this hallway. I hate to be like, oh no, one Myrmidon, I guess we have to run. But I literally do think that's the case. So this thing's almost out of ammo. Am I remembering correctly that I reload it with my pistol ammo? No, I am not. Shoot. Well then, I guess it's doing what it does. And for the rest of the fight, I am just spraying pistol bullets into these enemies. Some small chance that I could have hit that egg pod.
Yes.
The egg pod has 1 HP. How did we do that even? I mean, at this point, the body has 459. Oh, well, I guess the total HP on the thing is still pretty high, though. I mean, we need to get into the room and start hitting the other side and also fucking up the sentinels in there. It's just, it has taken us such a long time to fight our way inside because of all of the things that will explode if we get close to them. But yeah, we got to start establishing some kind of formal control here. So Eileen needs to get... You know what? Here's how we're going to deal with this Myrmidon.
Area covered.
Okay. Eileen only needs to hit one of her shots to kill that thing. And hopefully that's doable. Now you are going to just... finish off that egg pot, I assume. There we go. 240 bleed. You're out of ammo, out of ammo. I should have put more ammo in your inventory. Shoot. Yeah, Nathan's already reloaded as well. We don't actually have any more ammo for your rifle.
What's our move?
And you fired your grenade already, so you are kind of not that useful anymore. You can run around bashing things. I can I can have Rose go for the generator. Or for the vent controls. There's not that much else going on in the room. But unfortunately, there's still, there's just enough explosive enemies to make the approach pretty unsafe. I don't want to move into a position where I'm creating an easier approach. I think I'm just going to end her turn for now. Yeah, because I don't really want to move into a position where I'm making the approach easier for the Myrmidon. She can climb upstairs. Yeah, this makes sense.
There.
We'll cross over to the other side and try the try to access the steam vent computer from up top.
Target detected.
Oh yeah, are there eggs? There's an egg up here that I couldn't see before. Oh, actually, she can't. Right, that's a totally separate area that can't be reached from anywhere. Well, okay. She can at least drop down the balcony. So let us go ahead and deploy another spider drone, I suppose. They give good distraction, although this is also, I suppose, giving the Myrmidon something else to do. And maybe I want to focus on just driving damage into the spawnery. This thing really has a lot of HP.
On the mark. All I need is a clear shot. Succeeded. Zooming in.
I mean, this is the best we have to do, but this feels pretty miserable. I guess I'm doing 240 damage to a thing that has 1600 health. That is a significant chunk. That is a significant chunk of its overall body. Needs to be done. I can just give you Rose's old position. Is this... Okay, this is shell. So if this were body, I would go ahead and fire like this, and it's like anything that doesn't hit the Mist Sentinel just hits this guy. But there's no... I certainly don't want to do any damage to the shell. That's just wasted. Alright, we got the bleed up to 250... Ugh, still so much time. So much time. And it seems like the mission might end immediately when we clear the Sentinels and the spawnery. Oh, here comes that Triton assault team. Whoa. Whoa. What the fuck happened there? Boy, they had... Okay, sorry about that. A crazy thing happened that they had to play in like super fast forward speed to prevent us from being able to see how much it didn't happen that way. And then also OBS crashed at the same time. So we have a secondary strike force trying to dig in behind us. Oh man, if only somebody could do something about it. And I would love to, believe me. So I saw another Triton up here with a pistol. Neural pistol, I'm assuming? Indeed. And not very much ammo to go with it. And then the other one that we saw was where? Things got a little weird and hard to read. And I don't exactly know where everything was. Okay, well. Here's a question. Can I use the leap to get up onto these things? I can use the leap to travel around at least somewhat in the hangar. I mean, I can keep the attention of that neural pistol guy. That seems fine. Hey, you. Stop doing stuff. Okay, unfortunately, it's going to take multiple strikes to prevent him from spreading more mist. But I'm going to give them to him. So over here, for some reason, you are covered in acid.
Taking aim.
Pretty incomprehensible, actually, what happened there. All right, 130 out of the 800 HP remaining.
Ready, willing, and able.
Eileen can't quite get to a firing position, but we can move her over here and she can group up with Tindra and just be the rifle cover on this side. She has a huge amount of ammo left, so we're starting to get a little dangerous with some of our people though. 250. Okay. All we really have to do is get like one more turn off of this, and then we can ignore it and start working on the spawners. Okay. So that's got us down to 495. So it'll bleed out in just a minute. So it's no longer as safe as it was for Rose to just run over to here.
Here.
And it was never that safe in the first place. It was always kind of a goofy idea. It's just like, I don't see any other way I would ever activate one of these things, you know? But now that there's another... Now that they've dropped in a pack of additional enemies specifically to make this awkward, I'm not sure if it's even... So I can make it to here this turn, which means that if I took over one action point worth of movement toward it, like maybe the thing to do is to get over here. And then next turn I'll be able to run just like straight across.
I see them.
What did I spot? I spotted the worm that's on the ground that's paralyzed. Okay. I wish I had some equivalent of hunker down, but we don't. Nathan's got to get to a position where we can shoot at other stuff. So... step into here. Okay, that's what I thought. That is a real enemy, unfortunately. Not one that we can totally ignore.
Standing by.
My spider drones are dead. Can I get you close enough to kill this thing? I think the answer is that he can't see it. Yeah, no matter where I get to, I can't see it. But what I could do is throw a spider drone out right in front of it and hope that it will blow up on the spider drone instead of on the dude, because they tend to do that. Don't love the hope, but the spider drone has given us better vision. Okay, no, that's interesting. I'm really glad I fired it, actually, then. It's doing good work. So if I had realized that there was a guy with a sniper rifle, I definitely would have gone over there and meleeed him. And you have a Yat. Okay, Nathan still has 3 movement. Well, the presence of the sniper rifle does change things. I have 7 AP, so I could do a quick shot, just put some damage on one of the sentinels, and then deploy and run. Or decoy and run. This thing has 10 armor. These enemies have a frustrating amount of health. Like, I really do need to put a fair amount of damage onto them. And I'm worried that I might be close enough here that the worm will try to catch me in the explosion. So I think I need to move back. All right. Quick aim. We're going to put some damage on this thing. It's going to take another full turn to kill it. I could just get myself a nice high position from which to do grenades and whatnot next turn. No, let's go ahead and throw the I know I'm making myself vulnerable to panic here, and I need to be careful about stepping in mist now, but I also just I'm in so much shit here. Yeah, unfortunately, the only actual cover positions are in the mist. I guess fall back. I guess fall back. Introducing vulnerabilities. Additional threat. And I'm a little unsure about the safety of the truck now. I don't really... At 409 health, this is not where I want to be with these guys around, but they can't do everything, right? They can only shoot at some of us. Let's see what happens. Okay, those guys blasted through before I was able to get to the console. I maybe could have been given a little bit more warning than that. The decoy managed to draw the worm to that side, which is good. Let's see if they spend any effort on the spider drone. Moving to shoot the tank from the unarmored side. Nope, moving to shoot Rose. Okay. That's fine. It's not a big deal. when the spawnery dies, I wonder what effect it will have on the willpower of the other enemies. Because if we can get a turn of panic, obviously that would be huge. Wow, that's some really bad shooting. Okay. A little scary. Okay, let's talk about this spider drone. Can the spider drone reach the hitman? Yes. Well, I think that's what we're doing then. How are there still so many eggs? The mass spawner guy really did not mass spawn them very hard, did he? All right. I'm going to go spider drone that hitman. Okay, I fucked up a bunch of his limbs and stuff. I did not destroy the gun. But a lot of good work has been done here. So 100. The Aspida can move to here and kill this Myrmidon. That's free. Now I have another egg preparing, which is not great. The snipers. The snipers get to do stuff. Let's talk about sniping. Where is the... Okay, there we go. I can see him now. Yeah, I think it behooves us to remove this guy.
I'm here.
You, on the other hand, want to shoot at a miss spawner thing. How much health does this thing have? 139. Well, that's annoying. That's a frustrating number. All right, hold on a second.
Ready-ish.
If Nathan stands here, he can kind of see that thing. My guess is that it's gonna be a shot that's significantly occluded by the husk. You have 7 will left. You have 10.
All set.
It's 1 AP to mind control within a range of that. So we could probably grab the poacher. It's interesting conceptually. $220 damage way in the back there. All right, let me see what this shot looks like. You know, it's not as bad as I was afraid of, but it's still not. We're still not going to get it this turn. And next turn, the spawn area will be dead. And deflated to some degree, I have to imagine. I'm assuming that freezing the thing would not be sufficient for dealing with it. But I suppose I could try. There's 175 So I can't really accelerate its demise too much.
Advancing.
I can hit the poacher fairly hard. I could probably break his pain chameleon, which is certainly valuable. I can almost kill the hatching head, which is bullshit. Let's see if I can get this down. If I can get this down, it would be fairly valuable. Okay. Yeah, that helps us remove a fair amount of threat from the scene.
Ready.
So now what Nathan's doing is he's cleaning up the Triton. Which gets him some will back and allows him to commit himself really deep to the room if I want. Or maybe the thing I should do is quick fire for the acid worm egg and just prevent that spawn from occurring. You don't have the move speed to damage that thing. So really, it's kind of all I can do is electric strike. And I mean, it's not 0 HP damage. I could have run over and shocked the egg, I suppose. Seems sort of silly. Okay. So with that thing dead. Oh no. Rose, you can't quite get there. Okay, let me move the tank very slightly.
What's our move?
No, she just can't get there. I thought for sure. I thought for absolute sure she was going to be able to get there. I really wanted to interact with the vehicle, you know, with the mechanics of the thing, but we are being told that we are not allowed to do that. So the turret does have a little bit of ammo left. Maybe it ends up being relevant. I don't think Mark's turn is going to be very useful aside from that, so we may as well spend it that way.
Ready for action.
What does Khan have left in terms of ammo? Okay. He has the one bolt.
On the mark.
Hey, what do you know? I hit it. So next turn we can kill that with the the weaker sniper shot. And I'm debating throwing Rose into the tank for a turn, because I think we can get it to a position where she can reach it with 1 AP left, I believe. Yeah, if I move it over to here, and I don't think the tank is in any danger of being killed this turn with there being only 1 Triton left. It's a strategy, kind of. And now you are just a carrier of medical supplies. pretty heavily armored. I think I'm going to go for the quick aim here. I think I'm going to end my turn standing in the doorway in a kind of a dangerous position
Attempting to acquire target.
and just try to put this egg out. Okay, cool. And that being down makes it a lot safer for me to advance. We still got to watch out for that worm, but I can move to like here. I don't remember if if this thing's going to leave a corpse behind when it dies, or if it's going to just explode. I guess I'll take a small amount of cover. And realistically, you do not have anything to overwatch about, I don't think. But I also don't know that it makes any sense to move over there. Yeah, just whatever. Maybe something will drop into the room. Okay, it did immediately vanish. So that's... I'm glad I took some cover, because I was not... I was kind of thinking about relying on it to block line of sight from the Triton. All right, in theory, all we have to do is finish off
5 by 5. Ready to fire.
the remaining this stuff. So, bye-bye. One more sentinel remains.
What's the plan?
You are perfectly out of bullets. Fun. Can you reach this from
This
here?
might work.
You can. Well, I can't think of anything else to do, so... Hooray! Yeah, are you preparing? Is that what's going to happen? Okay, we're going to put you over here. Oh, okay. I became aware that there are enemies again. Put you over here. Okay, that guy did panic. That's cool. Is there still yeah, okay, there is still a thing to interact with. It's just you can't see it when you are the truck because the truck can't interact with it. Yeah. Turn. Uh-oh. Did I just break the console? I have to go into person mode to see. Yes, I think I did. Well. That's fun. I was trying to get it so I could just drop her right off. Because she's not going to have a lot of EP when she gets out, you know? I paralyzed it. Can we just capture it and call it good? No? Okay. Shocking. I can't believe that everybody's out of ammunition. What a terrible situation. I get 2 shots.
Finger on the trigger.
Let's try to get as much of the body in here. All right, we did it.
Child destroyed.
Oh, hey, remember how at the beginning of the okay, to kill remaining Pandorans, these ones don't count. So it's killed this guy. All right, well, working on it. So I'm gonna go like over here, I guess. We'll deploy our turret in a position where it has pretty good vision of the room. That I probably should not just shoot at you. I should probably try to take some cover. Except there isn't very much of that. There's not really much for you to do except back out, so I guess I can take his cover. Okay, you still have plenty of ammo. Be able to do stuff next turn.
Ready.
You don't have anything to do.
Arms online.
You don't really have anything to do. You know, they've all been useful. They've all done such tremendous work. But I needed to bring more magazines, apparently.
Do we have a plan?
And I guess I just run up as close to engagement over here as possible. Okay, that guy recovers everything, and then we kick the shit out of him, and he's not really a danger to anybody. I do feel like once you clean up the major thing, that should be the end of it. Oh, right. This one spawned during the mission, so it doesn't have the revenant defenses. So that being the case, are we not done? Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Get back in cover. The people who still have ammunition should probably try to take up real positions.
Sprinting to position.
Let's get like our snipers up on the high ground, and then
I see them.
Okay.
Let's do this.
So you also need to get a real position. The guys who blew their way late in the mission, I guess, are the problem. They really need to, if they actually want you to be able to use those consoles to do the thing, they really need to put them in a place where that's at all feasible. Will point's 11, so I can't rely on the mind control. The mind control is, I need to get more will on the mind controller. Okay, we don't have to worry about mind fraggers, but it is important to know where it is. And then you guys, I think, are going to want to hide further back. But not you. You want to hide further forward? If I run up to here, I'm going to spawn more eggs. Shit's very frustrating. Because, like, he can't really... Yeah, where do I even put you? I would kind of like the tank to... Well, the tank's going to have to come to him, I guess. His weapon's not good at a long range, but I don't want to leave him exposed. You have a spitter head, I can see it from here. You're probably not alone. Yeah, I'm just going to back out. And this thing's going to wait for the real enemies to come down. we're in a pretty good position to check now to actually see whether it is possible for the Aspida to jump up onto one of those ledges. I assume that it isn't, though, because the roof is too close. Okay, well, you're absolutely getting paralyzed. There's no way out of that for you now. All right. First of all, this thing has done a good job of putting itself in a position where I don't think I can get to run it over. Okay. Pretty close, though. You can just recover.
Just a moment.
While I'm at it, you can just recover.
I need to recover.
And we need to deal with this Arthron. Who's got a nice clean shot on the Arthron? It's not the best shot we've ever had. Got him, though. Does have a spitterhead, so he still needs to go down, but it's a start.
I'm on Overwatch.
Identifying target. That's a kill.
Okay, nice. And all of the living enemies that aren't the tiny types are paralyzed, so. Okay, that took forever and consumed a lot of bullets. But in the end, I don't think was actually all that hard. Aside from the part where it spawned 2 Umbra enemies out of nowhere in, as far as I can tell, complete contravention of what Umbra has meant up to this point. I don't think that they... Maybe I'm off base here, but it does not seem to me like they have very much interest in the story that they are sort of limply telling. This feels like it's a very mechanics-focused project. All right. Base has been saved. We repelled the defenders. We spent 200 materials doing so, which is a real shame. But great news. Now we have room for recruits and stuff. Yeah, wow, we really spent a lot there. And obviously that's just going to have to be immediately it for today. That went on for fucking ever. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we're going to do all those other very, very important things that we still have to do. And we'll see you then.